Hello everyone, this is JoinTheLightsideTV with your host Michael. It's been a little while since I've done a video, so I wanted to do a little bit of an update and sort of give a what's what of what's been going on lately. I know that I've been gone for approximately 2 weeks now, but there's been a lot that's been going on lately. So there is some good news involved in that, some very good news. There is some lesser good news, and then there's some not so great news. But I'm going to start off on the good news first. So, recently, I just got engaged with a wonderful, wonderful woman. That happened about a week ago, and I couldn't be happier. I think that we're going to have a great life together down the line, and I am an incredibly lucky man. So, that is memo item number one. That's definitely a very exciting time. It's not going to be another few years before the wedding occurs, as I believe that we're imagining it. We just want to make sure that we have the monetary means to make a nice wedding happen. And yeah, so that's item number one. There's also been some other recent events that have been going on which have been contributing to my less amount of content that's been coming out as of late. I just finished up school for the time being. I go back next week, but that was a part of why I haven't been producing content for the last little while. I've also been doing some research into the sort of investments that my fiance and I should be trying to engage in the next few months, because there is a lot of consensus about that there's going to be a terrible market drop in the next few weeks here. That is a pretty general consensus, and as it comes from a lot of financial experts like Robert Kiyosaki, this is actually one of the best times to be able to invest in on the market, and this is often how actually millionaires are created. I'm not going to over dramatize that I'm going to be one of those millionaires. I highly doubt that, but it will definitely be a nice jump start if we pick the right investments to go into. There's also, I've been trying to foster some family relations as well with my own family, and sort of the outside circle of that as well with my cousins and whatnot. So that's a part of why I haven't been here as well. And I've also been trying to write down some material as to what I should be writing about. And I actually have a very long list. So I am going to feature that on a little poll in the next little while here, and maybe try and gauge and see what kind of subjects that you guys may be interested in. Some of the ideas are things like sort of my own personal experience with having to deal with anger, which I know that there is a huge demographic of people out there that very much struggle with that, and it is no small task, that is for certain. I've had to do years and years of training as to like how I should be dealing with that, and it's also something that you have to continually deal with it on an ongoing basis. Especially like with engaging in exercise, and make sure that you have a good line of communication open and things like those. There's also been some topics that I would like to touch base on regarding like the recent Bill C-11 that just came out, and that is now made into law, and that is something that we should be seriously concerned over. Make no mistake, I think that's something that I'd really like to talk about on this channel, and sort of the wider implications that comes from that, and to sort of give a teaser as to what I may be talking about. It's regarding censorship and how communist-style governmental systems absolutely love to use this sort of tyrannical method. And you actually see this sort of method being used in China right now, and also like in North Korea. So there's that. I also wanted to give a little PS note that that one subject that I was just talking about, having to do with anger, I actually, it sort of goes to a larger subject of talking about integrating one's shadow. I think that's a very important piece of it, because I don't think it's something that we can necessarily just dispense away with. It is something that more like we need to learn to live with. And I think that there can actually be a lot of good that comes from integrating one's shadow. There's other subjects that I'd like to do, like giving a review of James Lindsay's novel of the Marxification of Education. I just finished reading that a few weeks ago, and it was a very good read, very informative, and he is, it could be like, it's not even that he's hard to understand, it's more of the material which he's analyzing is hard to understand, because it's almost purpose to be that way. It's meant to almost bore you to death in a manner of speaking, so then only for the people who are like obsessed with the material, or they want to try and remedy what damage that it is causing, those are the only sorts of people that actually engage with it. It's certainly not a casual read, and I happen to be one of those people that really wants to be able to help fix the problems that it's causing. So there's that. And I would like to do a build-on video of my last one with Hermeticism. I saw that had really good feedback and lots of views upon it, so I would like to do a build-on episode of that, and also of Gnosticism. I think that would be a very good piece of subject to comment upon, and sort of delve into that, and help us understand really what it is, how it's affected us, and, well, really what it is. I think that is one of the hardest things to grapple. I think that, said in short, Gnosticism is basically like, it's instead of thinking of like humanity as like a humble source of existence, that there is something greater than us. Gnosticism posits that basically we are as gods, and that is a very problematic statement to be making, especially when it reaches a megalomaniac's mind. It tends to go out of control very quickly, and that's all I'm going to leave that at for now. Yeah, as for some other things that I wanted to touch base on, I would like to release another video in the next few days talking about actually one paper that is titled Drag Queen Pedagogy by one Harper Keenan and somebody who goes by the alias Little Miss Hot Mess. That paper in particular is one of the sort of forefronts that is going in on this drag queen phenomena that is happening within our elementary schools, and I think that it's something that we should really try to understand what it is, what it means, and, well, how we can handle such a thing that's so pervasive in our schooling system, especially if you have kids that are in this system. So there's that. I think that it's also important to mention that for those of you that have watched or liked the sort of content that I've been releasing, now that Bill C-11 is enacted, I really want to help with us forming a community and sort of talking about these difficult subjects without me getting like shadow banned, because I will be talking about sort of controversial related topics on this channel. I'm not seeking to provoke anybody. What I say might be thought-provoking, but I am not here to provoke people. All I am here to do is generate a conversation, and hopefully we can actually have a productive dialogue, like in the classical libertarian fashion, rather than this totalitarian regime that is presiding over us, aka the liberal government, that is seeking to stifle our speech and use ambiguity to shadow us from one another, like promoting sayings such as that they're promoting Canadian content, whatever that is. That literally means nothing, especially since we live in such a diverse country. Canadian content is effectively meaningless. That doesn't actually mean anything. So the fact that they're working within that ambiguity speaks volumes to the fact that it is running analogous to the sort of mentionings that when the Communist Party of China was coming into power in the 50s and 60s, they were using that same sort of vague, ambiguous language, like the people's standpoint, to try and further their own means over everything else. And it's easy for them to operate within those grounds when nobody knows what in the hell they are talking about. So, some good news, some not so great news, and some bad news. But I hope that the initial proposition that I was giving out there with my engagement helped bring some light to the shadow that is being cast over our countries right now. And before I close out, I would like to thank you for watching the video, and please like, comment, subscribe, especially for if you have any sort of suggestions for what kind of content that you'd like to see next, which I've mentioned. I have a long other list too of other subjects to be talking about, so I'll be releasing a poll about that within the next few days. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you come to the light side with us. Thanks again. Have a good day.